What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. So I am going to be doing a new thing on my channel. This will be episode 1 of this new series. So I'm starting this series that I will be recreating other YouTubers' projects. So this one here is from Megan off of Glue, Guns, and Roses. So for this simple DIY, I'm using some wooden beads that I had from Michael's. I'm also using these string lights I got from Dollar Tree. They are battery operated ones. You can turn them on and off. You're just going to string these beads on to the lights. That simple. You're also going to be using a 4-pack. Well, I think they had 6-pack, but I only found 4-pack at my Dollar Tree. Of these little decorative balls. So those decorative balls are what's going to go right over the light. So that way the lights won't be like covered up by the wooden beads, and you'll still be able to see the lights and have a string of wooden beads. So this hole wasn't big enough in the decorative ball. So I just used a screwdriver to make it big enough so that the string light would go through it. And I tested it out to show you guys. The light is right there in the middle of the decorative ball. And then I just repeated this all the way through, just adding the wood beads and then the decorative ball whenever the light approached. I did have all different sizes of wooden beads on there just because I didn't really do a pattern or anything like that. But I did alternate the dark brown and light tan color of the decorative balls. I like my version. It looks so good. Thank you, Megan, for creating this project because I wouldn't have thought how to do this. So the end here, I end up just tying the end of the wire right onto the ball, and it worked out that way. Okay, so I picked out a few different bottles here that I'm going to be trying different methods. What Justin used was this stuff called caulk, and it's supposed to go on your windows, frames, trim, and more. Probably your bathtub, that type of thing. This is from Dollar Tree. I do have one of those things that you have to insert in here and click it and it pushes this up. Okay, so make sure you have one of these if you do buy this bigger version. They do have a smaller version there. Very simple to load. It's ready to go. What we first off need to do is put the caulking all the way around like this, all the way down. Maybe it was a good choice I got a big, huge thing of it, because I'm gonna need it. This is pretty simple so far. I'm just rubbing it all over the glass. Now I'm supposed to take a comb and go back and forth with the comb. So I'm gonna use this brush here. I think it's gonna be kind of neat leaving some pieces, not fully coated with this. This little top piece, I'm gonna go ahead and cover that with this stuff, with this product. That way you can't tell that it was a liquor bottle, you know what I'm saying right here? Okay, so I'm gonna put this to the side over here somewhere. So I think with this, I'm gonna definitely do this one because this has this ugly line down the middle that you can see, and it already has this really neat texture. So I'm gonna add, to try to cover this line.
It definitely bothers me. It makes it look cheap. I don't know.
What are you doing? I told you to get away from there. She's driving me nuts. Does anyone else's cat drive them nuts? I got the idea from the bottle itself. I'm just going to take some of this twine from Dollar Tree and wrap it around it.
It's all the way around.
trying to rub some of this just over random areas of the line. Now I am going to be putting another product over this once it dries, so the twine should be more secure then than it is right now. So here's like what it looks like so far. I really like this one. It's called a bubble vase. It's really neat, but I really don't like the line. You can see it on both sides. I think it makes it look cheap. This one, I'm just trying to, I'm going to put the product on and try and smooth it out as much as possible.
Because I really like this vase the way it is. Just don't care for the color or that stupid line. Okay, it's time to go crazy on that thing.
It would be a neat idea to do like the top half of it like textured, where it looks like it's like the texture's dripping down, and leave the bottom like smooth. That would be a really neat idea for a vase. Okay, so most of the product is on. So what I'm gonna do is actually run this under water. Yeah, that's working really nice. But you guys can see that line right here that I do not want. This is going to look really pretty when it's dry and spray painted. Now I'm just going to wipe it off, so don't use a sponge. This one, I'm not entirely sure. I might just spray paint this. And this one, again, I like it smooth as possible. So I think I might just spray paint that one. And then this one, I wanted to show you guys actually, I'm going to try to make a different shaped vase with a wine glass. So how I'm going to do that, let me just figure this out. Okay, so I got a pool noodle from Dollar Tree. I went ahead and cut it in right here, just down the middle. I'm going to be cutting a couple chunks off, preferably the same size. Now what I'm trying to do is, in this wine bottle, I want to cover from this area to this area, like right where the label is. So I need to line up my pool noodle from here to about here. And that's where I'm going to cut. It's not very straight, so I got to straighten it out. And probably 2 more out because it's going to fit around the vase like this. What I'm going to do is just kind of put it all over the place on this bottle. This stuff stinks, by the way. Ugh. Okay. Then I'm going to open my little noodle piece up and I'm going to stick it on here like so. So you're going to need some tape for this. Tape these together because they are not going to stay. Now this little chunk, cut this down to size and I'm going to stick it up in here like that. I'm trying to pull this really tight, okay? And I say go for it, but I wanted like skinny and then come out to big, so this is kind of working out just fine. I need this piece to round off and hit this piece. So can you see where my scissors are? Like, and that's gonna go all the way around. The bottom needs to taper back in. So I'm gonna trim it off like this at an angle. Now I just need to fill this in. Now this is gonna sit here with the tape on it. I probably will just end up leaving it, to be completely honest. Get these pieces out of the way. And I'm gonna focus it like right in here. Tape doesn't come undone while I'm doing this. Now this might take like forever to dry. I don't really know. I'm just gonna go directly over the tape and everything. Like, I do think that the top probably should have been cut down and tapered like this, because you can see it's making this really weird, it jets out and then goes straight down. Okay, so it's been about 2 hours that I've let these dry. I'm gonna go ahead and spray paint the entire thing white. If I run out of white, I'll just use a different color. Here's this one. This one's gonna take a while to dry. It's very wet right here still, like this whole section. I am probably okay to go ahead and spray paint it though. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, so some of these are ready to go. Like this one is all dried, spray painted and everything. So I still have like one more step for this one and this one, and then this one over here is actually still kind of wet. So I'm gonna let this dry for a full like day before I even touch it. Yeah, and I still have more sculpting to do with that one. So this one's dried and ready to go, but this one's almost done, really. Because this is the texture I was going for on that one. So it's pretty much done. Alright, so what I'm going to use, instead of, Justin used spackle, but I don't have any of that. I have a lot of this sheetrock joint compound. It's very lightweight. So, it's scary because it's like a gray color, but I'm not worried because it dries this off-white color, which might actually look really pretty on these. And it is paintable, so if I don't like the color, I can just paint back over everything. So I'm just gonna grab like a couple little balls here, and then I'm just gonna push it into like that. I might make this really pretty beige color. That would be really nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, that's gonna turn out really nice. Once this dries, this doesn't take too long to dry, but I am gonna wait 24 hours before messing with it or painting it or anything like that. And I'm going in the same direction as that texture. This is just filling in some of the spots. So as you can see, this joint compound doesn't stick to the glass very well, but it does stick to the caulk. So that's interesting. I'm gonna say I probably will have to paint back over this when I'm all done doing this. I'm just like packing it in there, really. I'm gonna let that dry somewhere. Just put it here, I guess. Now moving on to this guy. That one's pretty much done. I'm probably just gonna paint over all of this when it dries. So this one, you can still see that weird line that I was talking about. If I put another layer of that stuff over it though, I probably would have got rid of it. I just really wanted to get the project done. I was kind of over it. This side here is the line, but you can see towards the top here, it's smooth. So I could have got rid of the line altogether, but no big deal. I really like the way the texture turned out on this one and the way I painted it, just by taking a brush and kind of dabbing the brush all over to create this little speckled look of color. So the white pops through just a little bit. I just mixed my own tan up. I love this. So cute. Alright, I gave these one quick coat of this almond colored spray paint, which matched perfectly with the texture stuff that I put on the joint compound. When it dried, it was like this off-white, dingy beige color. It's super pretty, especially for what we're doing these for, but I love the texture, how it turned out. Definitely looks like an old school, like, vase or something. And this one, I just used like the topper of one of the old liquor bottles and I just set it in there like that, and I think it looks really nice with this nice wooden touch. I might actually stain this if I'm able to like a beigey color, kind of like the color of the cork here. I think that might look nicer. What do you guys think? Leave a comment below if I should redo the little top piece, but I like it like this. It doesn't look bad at all. The string texture really pops through. Alright, I definitely recommend doing this project for sure. I would not at all say that this project was easy. It was very time consuming, and I ended up making 3 vases altogether with doing this. Well, I did this one, and this one's still drying. It's still like not hard right here, but it might be because I just used too many layers of the caulk. So I'm not really sure how this one's gonna turn out, to be honest. I don't know, that might be trash, to be honest. I don't know, we'll see if I save it or not. But even doing like the smooth texture with the stuff, I think it worked out really nicely. It gives a very polished feel, like this feels like a ceramic vase and not that blue glass that I had. I think it looks pretty nice, actually.